Texas Republican Congressman Kevin Brady. He's the lead Republican of the House Ways and Means Committee. And, Congressman, the question is, do you think that the Wyden plan has any chance of passing at all, given what I imagine is going to be a lot of pushback from Republicans and, frankly, from some Democrats?
Yeah, so I don't believe it will pass. Look, Senator Wyden and some Democrats are obsessed with those who are successful. They can't give up on this stepped-up basis repeal, even though so far the House, including some Democrats, have rejected this. I expect them to continue with it. But look, all those issues that were just outlined, very complex, difficult to value. You're going to give checks back, when valuations go down. And by the way, none of this is needed in any way to help grow the economy in the U.S. So, but it's still very much alive, as is the bank surveillance issues and a number, I think, misguided provisions in these tax hikes.
Right. Congressman, that's what I did want to talk to you about, because we've talked over the years about trying to step up enforcement in the context of giving more resources to the IRS. There's some estimates that suggest that there's $600 billion annually of money that doesn't come to the taxpayer that should. You appear to be skeptical both of those numbers, but more importantly, of any attempt really by the IRS to collect. Why?
So I do agree everyone should pay their fair share of taxes. I do believe there is a tax gap. I think these numbers are widely inflated. And I think, too, the proposals in front of Congress right now, adding over time 80,000 more IRS agents and surveilling the annual bank transactions, personal and business, of Americans will produce, $300 to $400 billion. I just don't think that's the case. We've gone a different direction. House and Senate Republicans together, since we last talked, have introduced legislation that creates an annual, updated, accurate estimate of the tax gap, solutions on how we tackle it, and then in the meantime, making sure, Treasury isn't targeting Americans based on their political beliefs in the meantime. So we think there is a smarter, we think more accurate way to tackle this tax gap together. This shouldn't be a Republican or Democrat issue.
But, Congressman, I don't understand why you wouldn't want to put more resources in the hands of the IRS. By the way, I remember reading a note you wrote called "We Cannot Defund the Police." You remember that earlier this year? If we can't defund the police on one side, why are we trying to defund effectively the IRS, which is the police, on this side? Effectively, it's like defund the police to help on the streets, but not when it comes to rich people.
I know you're really not comparing defunding law enforcement on our local streets with the IRS, and no one is proposing to defund the IRS. What we are questioning is whether this tax gap is real, where it's created, and how best to tackle it. We don't believe, because the IRS has struggled, frankly, with their efficiency of how they use their money in those IRS audits. They've admitted you can't enforce your way to closing the tax gap. That's their words, not mine. And we also just believe, look, while you're giving a salt cap giveaway to millionaires, you're actually surveilling the bank accounts of average workers, farmers and small businesses.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.